Hello, Libra. Welcome. I am Ulrich. I'm a Lenormand card reader, and today we will do the Lenormand card reading for August 2021 for the sign of Libra. On the table here, you see 9 cards that we will be using for this reading. On the table also, you see 4 objects, meaning we will do 4 card readings for each astrological sign. And this is for the sign of Libra for August 2021. From the 4 objects that you see here, you choose one or you pick one that you think that relates most to your personality, or you choose one that you feel most comfortable with. This object of your choice, it should or it will then relate best to your personality or your current situation. Of course, you can watch all 4 videos related to the Libra sign. And after you watched all 4 videos, you can then decide what symbol or object is fitting your personal card reading or your situation the best. The matches here represent the fire elements. The stone represents the earth element. The aerosol sprayer represents the air element. And the shell represents the water element. So Libra, here we go for your reading for 2021 for August. Hello Libra, and welcome to the Aerosol or the air group for this month's card reading for August 2021. So the first card you see is the dog. The dog represents the colleagues we work with, our peers, our friends, people that are close to us. So that is for the start of the month and the end of the month, how the month goes out. Here, as you can see, this is the rider. The rider represents communication, messages that come to us, things, the messenger put things in progress. So we start with the first horizontal line here. You see the dog and the man. The dog and the man, it can represent that the man is close to his brother. That's the first. It can also mean that the man is quite conservative, maybe a little bit territorial. Maybe the man is typical a male man. I also want to mention that sometimes in the card layings, the genders can switch with personal cards. So it's possible that in the reading, you see yourself as the man, or you see yourself as the woman. So it means it's not necessarily because the woman, because these are the person cards. The person cards are impersonal. So it means that the genders can switch for you. I want to mention this here when we start this video. So the dog and the man, as we said, the man can be devoted, loyal, but can also be the woman, as I said. Mostly it's a good-natured person, a loyal man in general, friendly, affectionate. The person can also represent a colleague that is close to you on your work. It can be a brother that is close to you, or a sister, because it can also be family members. And also sometimes this means a man that normally, or a woman that is a little bit submissive, that he's going along or she is going along with the group of people, because the dog can also represent a group of people. This is mostly a person, if it's a man or is a woman, that is more to the female side or to the male side. It means the abilities and the capacities for a man, like typical working out is, for instance, for a man, and a woman whose knitting is typical for a man. So this man is more traditional. That's my point, the traditional point of view. Then you see next to the man, you see the ship. The ship can relate to a person who has hopes, aspirations. It can also mean that the man is in business, because the ship is also business and money. Or it can be that the man is involved, or the person is involved in money or in business together. In some cases also, this could mean that the person is quite patient. Maybe you're for July, you're in a time of waiting. You are patient, you're waiting for something. In some cases also, it can represent a salesman, a foreign traveler. Maybe you as your person, you like to travel, if that is possible already. It's possible that this person also is longing for somebody he knew before. That is person also. That is possible also. Also, it can be a man who is adventurous. Maybe you're an adventurous person, and a man who is like more in the exploring kind of things. He might be quite changeable, and maybe he's related in a way to abroad, or things that are related to abroad. Maybe the place where he comes from is related to abroad, but in a way there is something foreign, something exotic about the man, like traveler like. Then the second line we go in here is the anchor and the sit. And next to the sit, we see the snake. The anchor points to stability. The sit has two sides. It starts something or it stops something. So meaning here, it's possible with this combination that if you have certain ties with a person, because you see here, both person cards are in this lane. So this is the man and the woman, or reversed, as I said, but I assume in this lane, they are literally what they are. So it means between the person, there can be a breakup, literally a cut off. So this is what it means. But here in this case, it could mean that the chain is broken. If you are attached to something, aside from the relationship, if you are attached to something, it may be this month that you break up with it. Maybe there's a certain aspect in your life where you want to break up with. Maybe you want to move, sudden restraints, sudden things that connect you to something, and you want to break with those things. Job like it could mean also that everything stays stable. That's then the reverse. It also points sometimes that we have a dangerous job, a job where we need to take care, where we need to pay attention. Maybe, for instance, we work with knives, with something sharp. So we need to pay attention. And also here you see next to it, you see the snake. The snake is very cautious. It's silent. It watches before it does something. So it's possible as a person, there's here a person involved with a cautious, a profession that you need to take care, that you need to watch out what you're doing. You need to be careful with the profession itself. This is what it means. But on the snake, I will come back later because I think this is involved in the whole relationship. But we first go in the horizontal lines. We just go chronologically. If I see this as a person, and this would be the female, and I would interpret this card as a female, this would represent a smart woman, an intelligent woman. Maybe if you're a woman and your profession then has to do like with profession with nurse. It can also be like you're a profession like a lawyer. Then you cut with your tongue, and if you work with knives, you cut with the knife. It's psychological, so it can switch. It can literally mean cutting, but it can also be a psychological cutting, like the lawyer cuts sometimes our sentence, or he helps cut our sentence in the courthouse. If you have certain persons who work against you, you will see through them and you will try to make an end with them. This is what it means. If certain persons on the work front are against you, you will make an end to this situation. You will silently wait till it's the right moment, because the snake is smart. You will wait until the right moment. If these persons work in some way against you, and then you will cut ties with them. That is what it means also. Maybe something is going on for a while, a certain situation, and you want to cut this situation. If you're not so very happy with your work situation, it could also mean that you're looking out for something else, because sometimes the anchor can represent our work. So it's possible on the work front, if you're not happy or you feel that you're not in the right position, you cut something, you cut something off. It can be temporary also, that there is a temporary setback or a temporary cutback from some areas in your career. You stop with something before you reach a certain goal. In some ways also, it could mean that if these people were not good to you, they were bad to you, that you're quite harsh to them. You wait first till it's the right moment, and then you give them their penitentiary, as to say. You give them what you think they deserve. This is possible also. Also for yourself, you need to be smart, but I think you will be. You need to be careful that you don't get hurt yourself in this situation. That is what it says also. Okay, so then we go to the third horizontal line here. We have the heart and the woman. So this one here, the heart, is very simple to explain. It's the love. It means, if we see it literally on the woman here, it means this is a loving woman, a woman who has love in her life, or is a loving person. If she's not in love, she's a loving person, at least, or that is how people perceive her. She's love, and she's talking a lot about the love that she has. She's communicative about this love. She don't hide it directly, probably with her environment, with her close circle. It could also mean that the person is in love, or he will fall in love. But later on, we will go into that more in details. It could also mean that this woman, if this is you, that you are passionate, that you are caring. In some cases also, it can represent a married woman, especially because I'm thinking here that the anchor is here. It's possible that you are married, or you have been married before. That is possible also. Mostly also, this is a generous person, a person that is liked, also desirable. Mostly this is an attractive person. Maybe people perceive you as attractive. Maybe you're in love, or somebody is in love with you. This could also mean that you receive messages from a lover, because the messenger here, he brings you messages of love. So that is possible also, or you are the one sending love messages. That is possible also. There are, for instance, you send messages with phone, or the old-fashioned way, you write a love letter to a certain person. Also, you're a romantic type here, and sweet-tempered. That is also still this combination. Then we have the rider specifically. It means also maybe you're quite active, because the rider is an active card as a person. And I mean, you're a person who want to move forward. Maybe you come, or you are in a difficult situation, and you want to move forward with this situation. You're active in moving ahead. Maybe you're quite energetic. Maybe you work out a lot. That is possible also, or you're planning to work out in some way. This also means, we saw here, I told you this is typical male behavior, and also the woman, she has the same. So both parties have typical male and female futures. So they are both a little bit to the traditional side. This is what it means also. We have the dog and the anchor here. We go in the vertical now, and we have the heart. It's possible that you have a friend, a sister, a peer, a colleague that is very close to you. You are loyal to this person. They are close to you, sisters, brothers, and also this cooperation between both is firmly anchored. It's possible also that you are already a long time in the same kind of job. Also, this points to a person who has a serving position. Maybe in a way you serve the people. You serve the people in a way that is possible here also. And in general, also, you like what you do because the heart is here. If you have a son, because sometimes this is the son or the child, it can mean that your child is very close to you. The child is very close to you personally. He literally sticks to you because the anchor is very close connected to the person. It's literally chained to the person. The child depends on you a lot, so that is possible. Even if it's already an older age, the child still depends and is a little bit clingy to you. If not, it's possible that your friends or your colleagues or your peers are clinging to you. They are very close to you. Then here we have the anchor and the heart. This means like there's a faithful love. There was a faithful love holding on to a relationship. But we saw the sit here. So I think it's possible that maybe this relationship, and I'm sure about it, this is a relationship that is in a kind of transfer. The relationship is changing, but before there was a lot of stability in the relationship. You felt safe to each other, but something has changed this whole love situation. Something is changed because as we can see here in the second line, we see the sit here and the sit cuts. So I think here, this actually represents a breakup. So I think there's a breakup hanging between those two people. Maybe for some reason they separate with each other. If you want the reason is here. The reason is the snake. So it means that one party or both parties are in a triangle relationship because the snake is triangle. It's possible that the man is in another relationship, and it's possible that the woman is in a triangle relationship because the snake is triangles. So it means there is more than one, especially in here, we have a laying on personal laying. These are two persons. So there is some kind of there's some kind of triangle here going on with this connection. I will come into that later, but first I want to continue here. It's possible that both persons, they are quite sharp-tongued because the sit represents sharpness. So it's possible that these two persons are quite sharp-tongued. What is also possible that they are related to professions or work that, as I said earlier, that is related to being sharp, lawyers or literally people who work with knives. So these people can be quite efficient. One of the two will be more sharper than the other because here you see the dog. So mostly the dog is more the submissive type, and the other one will then be more dominant. So one is the follower and one is more the submissive type. That is what I see here also. So it could also be possible that the man, he has a divorce behind him because the divorce is under him. And here the woman, you can see she thinks, because what is above you, you think about, she think about a separation. So maybe the man who was in a relationship before, he had the new relationship with the woman, and now the woman and the man are thinking about separating again. Coming back to that, I'm thinking maybe that one of the two will return to a previous relationship because there is still a woman here. So, assuming it's possible that the man returns to a previous relationship, that is possible, or he's still in contact with a previous relationship, that is possible also. Of course, the woman will not be very happy about that, and that's the reason why also she's sharp-tongued. If this is the woman, of course, in play here, if this is you, because this combination also refers that the man has a divorce, has another woman under him, and the other one, because the woman is literally physically under him. So and he cut with that woman. So a woman that was before in his life, he cut with, but the snake is here, and it's possible that there is still a contact here. If not so, there's a woman involved, and maybe it's possible because the ship is here. It's not a big leap, this one. Maybe the woman is involved with something in abroad, or maybe the both of them met in abroad and they had a previous relationship in abroad. If not, they are involved financially together before, or still, or they had some kind of project together. So that is possible here also. There's because the ship is money, the ship is goods that are transport, the ship is hopes, aspirations, sometimes also a longing for each other. So there is a longing from the woman to the man, or the man longs to this third person. One of the both is longing. They're longing to each other. Maybe they're longing for going on a trip together. That is possible also, that happens here. Because if you can see it like the move of the horse in chess, so it's possible that those two are longing for something or are planning for something, because here the snake is a smart card. She plans ahead. The snake waits in the grass till it's the right moment to strike, till making her move. We already saw that here. You do the same on your work front. I would also say here in this relationship, this is not only meeting as friends with this woman, with this third party, but because I think there's actually intercourse involved here also with this woman, because sometimes the snake is a sexual card also. And here the rider is an active card. He moves, and the ship moves also. So I already explained you, there's a longing here, and this is the actual moving from the two persons towards each other. There is a lot of smartness going on here. People are smart. If you're planning to travel, I see this here now also, I'm thinking about this. If you're planning to make a trip, just be careful that your vehicle, if it's older already, or if you suspect some issues, just take the vehicle for a checkup, because also there's a probable issue with the vehicle going on. Because here I see that the vehicle, you like the vehicle, but maybe it might go out of commission when you're on the trip. So just let you do a checkup on your vehicle before you go, or you take some kind of insurance, travel insurance when you're traveling, because if you have an insurance, sometimes it's more cheaper. If you have a problem, then you pay all in cash, then the insurance will pay you back if there's a problem, especially if the vehicle is unreliable. It's possible that you like your vehicle, you don't want to get rid of it, you are attached to it. But if you do so, just be careful it's in good condition before you make the actual travel. If you're planning to buy a vehicle also, and the vehicle is a little bit exotic, just be careful it don't have hidden effects. Just be careful with that one also. Now, for the relationship itself, for this second relationship, since both parties are a little bit harsh toward each other, I also want to mention that the snake sometimes is you need to be careful because these two people might spy on each other. It's possible literally they spy on each other, or there is literally like, you need to be careful that one on the two is not spying and you don't get catched. So it applies on both parties. If you suspect that your partner is in some kind of relationship, maybe you spy on him and you are planning to catch him, because the snake is smart and she sometimes literally strikes, and she strikes when it's the right moment. So this is what it happened also. In some cases also, this can literally mean that one of both parties, but it's closest to the man here, because I think the woman still loves. The woman still loves. It's like the man here, this is the ship, and the ship is travel, and the ship is also leaving. And it could mean that the man is preparing to leave. You see, the ship is here, the man, and he's preparing, he waits, and here he rides. So it's possible that the man is making preparations to leave. That's what I'm thinking here is also going on, because I see, as I told you earlier, there's sexual exploration here. There's an affair going on. Maybe the man perceives this other person, this other woman, as more sophisticated. My idea is that this woman has foreign roots. She has another culture, because the ship can represent other cultures. So that is what I see here. And then we're going to do the snake and the rider. If you receive messages from a person related to a relationship, or messages that come from abroad, just be careful that these messages are representing what they really are, because this can mean, if news comes to you from abroad, that the news might not be truthful. It's false, it's twisted. Maybe these messages are related to abroad. Maybe the man is in abroad, and the messages that you receive are not correct. They are twisted. They are possibly twisted. They are not correct. There's a complicated situation here going on. This points also sometimes on jealousy. So one of the both partners here is jealous. It's possible, because the woman here is still in love, that there is some form of jealousy because the man has another woman. It's a common situation that happens. So you're familiar how it works. So it's possible that one of the both parties, because they are still in love, they are jealous about the other relationship, and they want to make their point. Here we see, we go on the cross now. We see the dog, we see the sit and the rider. It's possible also with your colleagues, even though you're very close, there comes some kind of an argument. It's possible also that it's with a relative, with a brother, somebody is close to you. There comes a message that you argue about something. Maybe there's a temporary stop of contact, or there's something you argue about, because this is news, and you argue about something. There's something you need to work out, something that is not correct. It's possible that it has to do with some form of stability. Maybe it has to do with a house, something you disagree about that, because the anchor is here. It's about stability. There's something here, because the snake is here, that is not going on, that might be not totally truthful, and maybe you refuse to talk to each other for a while now. That is possible. Also, here I want to add this also. You need to be careful also with your pets. If you go walking, for instance, with your pet, just see that your pet is good leashed, because sometimes also it means that the pet breaks free. So it's possible, just watch your pets, that they are in a safe environment, because sometimes it means they can escape. And in some cases, it can mean if they escape, they get hurt. So that is what is in here also. I want to add that also. If you before followed brothers or sisters or peers, you will stop doing so. You will temporarily stop doing that. So one of the both persons will stop the friendship or stop the loyalty between two. But this is a temporary breakup probably. It's also possible that your friend, in another way, that your friend is in some dangerous situation, or he receives a message from a dangerous situation, a friend, a peer, somebody who's close to you. In some cases also, it can mean that, because this is the knife, that maybe you should be careful that friends of you, if they take care of your pets, that they don't hurt your pets. That could mean this one also. It could literally mean that the friend is in trouble, or that he's hurt, or it could mean that somebody that's close to you that you trust is in some way hurting your pets. That's what is possible here also. It's also possible if you're in a difficult situation and a friend is close to you, that he suddenly appears for helping you. He feels that you're in a difficult situation, and he suddenly is on your doorstep for consolidating you. That is possible also with this. He suddenly shows up on your doorstep. It's you that who is interrupting the communication. So we go to the other cross now. We have the ship, the sit, and the heart. As I said earlier, I mentioned already the vehicles. Also, if you go on vacation, just be careful. Don't do anything very wild, because sometimes the sit can represent danger on trips. So be careful. Don't do anything too wild. If you travel with a plane, it could also mean that your flight is annullated. That is possible also. Possible also, or it means that first it's annullated and then suddenly you're on the move again. So there's like a review of the schedule. That is possible here also. So first they say, okay, the flight is annullated, and then there's a reschedule, and the reschedule is suddenly. Be careful on a trip. I already told you this. So anyway, be careful on trips. If you do some activities that you like, and these activities involve like there is a danger involved in sport activities, just be careful there that you don't get hurt. Pay additional attention or the materials that you use for sports or whatever it is that you use in your activities when you travel. Here again, yeah, that's the lovers, the heart, the heartache that we saw before. You take stock of how the relation is in with each other. You think, maybe the woman thinks, should I reconsider this relationship? Because this is what can it mean? Can it mean also like a reconciliation? Do I still have tender feelings here towards that other person? It's like the woman here is still doubting what to do. Should I forgive? But in the other side, she's also angry. So that is what I'm seeing here. It's also possible, if you are the woman here in this laying, sometimes also it means that your feelings, because it's the heart, your feelings get hurt. That is possible also. And eventually, when you make the decision, and the decision will be harsh, maybe the decision is very cruel then at the moment, and you will actually, there's a possibility here, which I think is here, that you actually end with the relationship, even though you're still deeply in love. That is what I'm thinking here. Libra, for the air group, this is all for now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed my video. This is all for you for August 2021. If you like my video, Please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye now.